Good morning, students of class 8th. This is the third video or the concluding part of the first chapter. The last video of the first chapter, Matter and its Composition. As you remember, in the previous video, we had studied about the interconversion of states of matter or changing of one state of matter into another. We also looked at latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization in the last video, and I had sent you notes and assignment. I hope you got the notes and assignment. We will also be connecting to you very soon on WhatsApp. There would be an arrangement made from our school to connect with you on WhatsApp so that I can listen to your questions and can answer them individually. Now, we are looking at another interconversion of matter, which happens as follows. A gas can be cooled when heat is removed from it. We see that gas, it can be cooled when heat is removed from it so that the molecules lose their kinetic energy. This results in fewer collisions among the molecules. And then gas condenses to cool into liquid. Finally, on further cooling, the liquid freezes into solid. Now, let us take an example of an experiment, which is also an example of interconversion. In this example, we see that evaporation, it causes cooling, and this can be shown that these days we all, due to COVID-19, are using alcohol sanitizer or spirit sanitizers, and when we pour some of the spirit sanitizer into our palms, into the palms of your hand, we see that after some time we feel that our palm is getting cool. We feel that our palm is getting cool. And why it is getting cool? Because when we pour some of the spirit sanitizer or nail polish remover, which you can use yourself for an experiment on your palm, you feel it's cool. This is because the energy in form of heat is needed for evaporation, where this is taken from the palm, and by losing heat, the palm feels cool. So our palm feels cool. This is summer weather, so a cool palm will give us peace. Now let me look at what we conclude from this experiment. Now let me ask you a question. What did you conclude from this experiment of evaporation causes cooling? We see that heat from my hand was used to evaporate the sanitizer or spirit, due to which my hand felt cool. Let us look at another process which is very important. This is called sublimation. We talked a little about this earlier in one of the videos. This is a process due to which a solid directly changes into gaseous state on heating, or a gaseous state directly changes into solid state on cooling without changing into liquid state. For example, if we take solid iodine, or we take naphthalene balls, which are used for protecting woolen clothes from insects, on getting heated, these change directly into vapor without changing to liquid state. Thus, we can conclude that gaseous form of solid is called sublime, and the solid obtained from the gaseous state backwards on cooling is called sublimate. Now, a thought comes to our mind. We are using two terms, gas and vapor. Now, what is the minute difference between gas and vapor? Because both of them, they are able to flow in air. But still there is some difference. Let us look at the first difference. A gas is a substance that remains in gaseous state under normal conditions of room temperature and atmospheric pressure, whereas the vapor is a substance which is formed when a solid or liquid is heated, while these are at normal conditions of room temperature and pressure. Another difference which we can understand between gas and vapor is that gas is a substance which exists in the gaseous state at a temperature equal to or more than the boiling point of its liquid state. And what about vapor? Vapor is a substance which exists in the gaseous state at temperature which is lower than that of boiling point of its liquid state. Let us give some examples to gases. We all know gases are oxygen or can be hydrogen or nitrogen. Likewise, let us look at some examples of vapor. Some examples of vapor are iodine vapor or water vapor or naphthalene vapor. I hope you have understood this. Now, let us look at some of the uses of interconversion of matter. We see that interconversion has got many importance or uses in our day-to-day life. The first one that we see here is generating electricity. When liquid water is converted into steam by heating, the pressure of the steam generated runs turbines and generates electricity. So we see when liquid water is heated, it turns into steam, and steam which is given out with pressure, this hits the turbines or the splines of a turbine and generates electricity. Then we see a second use is for cooling or for washing. How can liquids be used? We all know that water exists in three states, that is solid ice, liquid and water vapor. And this water is beneficial. In the form of ice, it can be used for cooling during summers, for putting its cubes into our cold drinks or in lemon water so that we can enjoy it. Also, liquid water can be used for washing utensils or clothes. The steam can further be used for disinfecting utensils. Then let us look at another artificial use of interconversion. We use artificial respiration. Now, what is artificial respiration? Liquid oxygen, which is obtained by liquefaction of oxygen gas, can be utilized for artificial respiration among patients who have difficulty in breathing. Then let us also look at another use of LPG or liquid petroleum gas, which can be used for cooking in our homes. Now, how can these cylinders be transported? The gas is filled in liquefied state. The liquid petroleum gas is filled in liquid state or liquefied state in these cylinders, and so these can be carried from their place of filling to our homes. Another use we see of interconversion is room fresheners and naphthalene balls. We see that room fresheners are substances which are used to keep away bad odors or bad smell from our rooms due to the property of sublimation. Also, as we saw earlier, that solid naphthalene balls, they protect our woolen clothes. Slowly they turn into vapors. And we see after one season how the size of naphthalene ball becomes small because the solid has evaporated straight into the atmosphere, thus protecting our clothes. Now, what is law of conservation of mass? This is a very important aspect to learn. Let us see this with an example. We can best understand with an example. If we heat a chemical, say calcium carbonate, if we heat this chemical, it decomposes or it breaks into two components. What are these two components? Calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now, when we weigh in this equation, we weigh in this experiment the reactant and the product, then we see how the weights of either side of the substances of the equation weigh equal. Suppose we take 100 grams of calcium carbonate and we heat it. This gives us 56 grams of calcium oxide and 44 grams of carbon dioxide. What we see? That the mass of calcium carbonate is equal to the sum of, equal to the additional product of these two. 56 plus 44 gives us 100 grams of product. So 100 grams of calcium carbonate was heated to give 100 grams of these two products. Thus, we can define the law of conservation of mass as follows. Matter can neither be created nor can be destroyed, but can be changed or converted from one form to another. Now, with this, we complete lesson number 1, and I will send you all the related notes and question answers for this video, which is the concluding video. And next time we will take the second chapter for study, and our second chapter is physical and chemical changes. So next time we will look forward to studying this chapter together. Till then, take care and wish you all the best.